On Sodor Railways, it was a quiet and peaceful day like any normal day. Well, except for that. That evening, Thomas and Percy had been working hard at the coal yard all day, and now the two best friends are returning to Farquhar's sheds feeling very drowsy. Bambi and Thumper were there to visit their friends and hear about their busy day. So Bambi and Thumper headed back to the forest, leaving only Thomas and Percy in the shed. But unfortunately for them, James, the red engine, was there in Toby's berth. Because the tram engine was having his worn parts and side plates mended, James had to take over the work on Thomas's branch line. He was boasting proudly and loudly, as usual. Thomas and Percy didn't take much notice, for James was unpredictably the one who always likes to be heard. They just simply fell asleep while the red engine rambled on and on all night long. The morning sun slowly rises up in the sky, and Thomas promptly rises too. Thanks to the alarm clock in the shed, while Thomas is sometimes a heavy sleeper, the alarm clock always manages to make the tank engine to stay awake, and it also reminded him that he had a very important job to do. So away he scampered to find Annie and Clarabelle at the carriage shed. Thomas had to deliver passengers on the branch line to the junction. Once there, James will pick them up and escort them to the town on the mainland for the royal parade. But when he arrived at the junction, James was not even there. He waited and waited, but still no sign of James. Just then, Bambi and Thumper came out from the other side of the station to see Thomas. Off Bambi raced to Farquhar, leaving a very impatient Thomas behind. When Bambi finally reached Farquhar's sheds, there was James still in Toby's berth. Bambi tried everything to wake the red engine up, making his brave roar to even bumping his boiler. But nothing worked. Flustered and frustrated, Bambi soon gave up and ran quickly back to the junction, where he immediately told Thomas what was happening. Thinking fast, Thomas called over to Percy, who was doing some work on the other side of the junction. Percy came. He quickly explained the plan from start to finish. And so, working together, the two friends each delivered all the passengers just before the royal parade began. Thomas, Percy, Thumper, and Bambi were all relieved.